So this time of year is a tough time of year for everybody. You have to face the reality that some horses aren't as good as we hoped. Some horses aren't good at all, and some horses are qualifying and looking fantastic. Throughout the year, people say, well, Anthony must know, or our trainers know. It was funny because they did an article and Ron Burke said, the good ones right away. It's not accurate. I mean, Ron has a billion horses. So, the bad ones. You have a suspicion of the bad ones right away, and some of them come forward. You do have a good idea of who the good ones are. We've talked about Walk on the Moon. No, we didn't. He was in the middle of the pack. I'm not going to throw that name around. We did talk about War We Welcome, right? We did talk about Beef and Cheddar. Talked about them. Blue Monk was pretty good the other day, too. I think he's better from off the pace. I think we can make some vast improvements with him. Mile 57, last half 56, last quarter 27. Nothing to sneeze at. But then you got horses that are seemingly on the shelf. One of our best Ohio trotting fillies, Rose Run Why Not, just exploded onto the scene for about 3 weeks and ended up injuring her knee. So you have to be able to endure the training and turn into the horse that we want you to be, that we need you to be. We've given you all the tools. Some horses do that. Some horses are a huge surprise. No free lunch. Where the hell did he come from? 26 flat with the earplugs in, 56 and 4 the other day. Pretty safe to say, I would think, probably one of the best 2-year-old pacers I've ever had, myself, the stable has ever had, and just looks like an absolute monster on the track. Just a really nice horse, right? Lincoln Hanover. Didn't even train him in January. Couldn't. His knees were killing him. 27 and 3 the other day. A trotting colt. 59. Walk on the Moon looked like a beast. I don't want to throw names around, but Walk on the Moon reminded me a lot of Swandre the Giant the other day. The way he looked, the power that he showed, that long, extensive gait. He just looked so good. That's My Girl. Looked impressive. Another horse we didn't talk about very often. Fox Valley Britska did everything he was supposed to do the other day. We all knew he had speed, but would he behave? Would he be a good horse, or would he just revert back to that ignorant little troll that we'd seen a million times before? He answered that question pretty quick, didn't he? Tipsy and Dixie always knew she had talent. 2 minutes and 4/5, first time behind the gate. An impressive mile. War We Welcome just did it easy. She has a very small amount of the fast and heavy work that the other horses have had the last month. We've been extremely protective of her. Still went out 2-1, 28 seconds, past 2 horses down the lane. Look great. Momo's okay. Like 58, 59, 28, 27 and a piece. In the end of it, she looked great. First glance, last half 55 and 1, 55 and 2 the other day. And Blue Monk last half 57, a quarter and 27 seconds. I mean, all the horses we always talked about. But when you look at the top 3 going in, no one knew. Won My Heart Hanover. Got a lot to prove. Yeah, she qualified okay. Somebody said, well, the horse that beat her was a $300,000 year. I don't care. It means nothing to me. She tried a 2-2 last quarter, 30 seconds. Should have come 27 and 2 on the end of it. Does she have allergies? She's going to the vet Monday. Does she have some issues? We're going to find out. Frilly Fringes ended up with an ulcer on her palate. That's not a big deal. They can fix that. Easy enough. A little sore over the back. A few things going on. We're going to have to let her chill. She's going to have to relax for a week or 2. No big deal there. And then you got Eternity Road in limbo. Are we going to be able to race Eternity Road this summer? That will be up to the vet, myself, to figure out over the next week. He trained in 2-1, come a half 57 seconds, 27 and 3 on the end of it. That was 3 weeks ago. He's got a very odd thing where he has some scar tissue from when he got injured as a foal or a young horse, sitting in a precarious position in his left hind leg. And it's bothering him. The reason it's bothering him is because as we go, those 57 halves, 27 quarters, those ligaments and tendons stretch, but scar tissue does not. So you have this little give and take. So that's going to have to check on him. But I'm going to go through 10 horses right now. Right now. Doesn't matter what they did all year. It doesn't matter anything about the lists. Right now, who are the best horses in our barn today? Regardless of, and this isn't a guess. There's no guesswork here. They've already done it. So Eternity Road is not on this list at all. Gray is the New Red, not on this list. These are horses that have done it. As I sit here, right here, in my car, my office, who are our best 10 horses right now in my mind. I had to take some horses off this list. Blue Monk, 58 flat, I think, 27-3. He's not on the list. First Glance, last half 55-1 or 2. Looked like $1 million. He's not on the list. He's 5th. Momo, qualified great, 3rd, beat a half a length. She's not on the list. So I'm going to give you the 10 that did make it. Number 10, Roy Hill. Now, Roy Hill maybe didn't even look as good as First Glance, but I looked at Roy Hill's math and went back and looked at the video, took into account the break, but so did First Glance, so there's a bit of a coin toss there. I put Roy Hill here because he paced the last half 55-2, last quarter and 27-2, and did it. He's a little more green than some of the other horses. Am I going to be able to leave, sit, follow, get some good money with him in the next generation? That's a tall order. We're already in it, right? We're already there. We're going to see. Roy's going to have to grow up real quick. He's got about 12 days to figure it out. So Roy Hill comes in at number 10, 58-2 last quarter and 27-2 last half 55-2. I'm not so sure that that's just all he physically could muster. That was a great stretch out for him. What's he do next? That's what I'm worried about. That's what I want to see. So Roy Hill comes in at number 10. Number 9, Beef and Cheddar. Number 9, Beef and Cheddar. 56 flat last quarter and 28-2. But truthfully speaking, should have won the qualifier. You know, James was pissed at me because I emptied him out. You're goddamn right I emptied him out. I want to make sure that I know what Beef and Cheddar's all about before Beef and Cheddar's asked to do what he can't do. So the next time we cover him up and sprint him late, fine. I know there's a real good horse in there. And I know he's very, very green. So we'll probably send him to the grassroots his first start and let him get some maturity. The only problem with Roy Hill, or with Beef and Cheddar in the grassroots is in there at Mohawk. That's great. We're going to start racing him at Clinton? No, that's not going to happen. So Beef and Cheddar is right on that bubble. I think he's going to go on the flip side of the bubble. As of right now today, I think Beef and Cheddar is probably apt to start in the grassroots. Hopefully it's at Mohawk or Georgian, somewhere like that, the first start. But Beef and Cheddar, nice colt. Been one of our nicest colts training down. Pretty hard to see a 2-year-old colt qualify in 56 flat last quarter and 28, and he's sitting 9th overall in your barn. Pretty good barn. So Beef and Cheddar comes in at number 9. Number 8, Tipsy and Dixie. I was a little mad the other day. Jody was supposed to go with this filly, and he was sitting out in his car. Now, because of the pandemic, the driver's room is closed. People stay out of the paddock as much as you can. Most of the drivers pull their car up close to the paddock and sit out there. Well, Jody Jamieson, you have a drive in this race. Jody Jamieson, you have a drive in this race. Jody Jamieson, you have a drive in this race. Where's Jody? We don't got time to look for Jody. I know he's out in his car. His car is way over there. I'm not going to look for him. Robert Shepard's standing right there. I said, hey, Shep, can you go with this filly? He said, yeah, I guess so. I said, she's a nice filly. Just put her on the gate, which is true. This is how push-button Tipsy and Dixie is. Robert Shepard looked at her for 10 seconds before he got on the bike. Put her nose right on the gate, put her right on the front, went out 2 minutes and 4/5. Got picked off by a nice filly of Rick's, and I'm a lovely lady at the wire. 2 minutes and 4/5, I think she trotted. Fantastic mile. Just goes to show the composure of this filly. Harry has done an absolutely tremendous job with this filly, just keeping her quiet. And the muscle masses can get out of control sometimes. Not her. She's pretty laid back. She doesn't give a shit about anything. You know, and she just get out trotted because that was her first ever qualifier. Just a fantastic mile for her. Tipsy and Dixie going to have a lot of fun with this filly this summer. Number 7, War We Welcome. Number 7, War We Welcome. 28-1 on the end of it. 2-1-3. Blew by 2 horses down the lane. And I can assure you, every horse at the qualifiers this week had much more work into them, hard work into them, than War We Welcome. I would bet a very good sum of money to that effect. So, War We Welcome, we've been protective of. Mario's done a great job with her, and she looked absolutely fantastic. We got flip-flops on her. We got to get them off her. If you watch, she's got a big, big gait. Those flip-flops are going to drive her up closer to her elbows, and she might actually hit her elbow. So what we'll do is take those off and leave the full swedges on her. Just keep a very, very close eye on her knees. So War We Welcome, absolutely fantastic looking filly this week. Number 6, Fox Valley Britska. Yeah, he had some troll issues coming into the gate. He was pretty hot coming into the gate. We took the hood off him and just put earplugs on him and said, oh, he'll be fine. Negative. That's fake news. That's what that is right there. He was a bulldog coming out of the gate. I got him settled a bit, and then the guy, Marcel Barrio Pops, tried to come out of the 2-hole, and I'm like, there's no shot I'm going to be able to release you. So he got back in behind. I got him backed up a half and 1-1, I think. Minute and a piece. Mile 58 and 4, 59 and a piece. But Fox Valley Bretska was so strong down the lane. Didn't pull the earplugs. I just picked at him the whole way down the lane. He trotted hard through the wire. Looked absolutely great. You know, I love to see these horses that you have. You know, are they good? Are they not good? Obviously, it's depressing when you find out they're not, right? But it's so gratifying when you see that they are. And Fox Valley Bretska, a pretty meagerly placed Indiana bred colt, and looks like he's got some muscle going into Indiana this summer. Looked good in his qualifier on Thursday. Number 5, I'm a Lovely Lady. Don't have to really tell you much about her. She's been a very fast, very good, very durable filly all through her training. James kind of hit her in behind a bunch of horses the other day. She's ready to go. So she'll be going to Indiana, or Ohio. I actually entered her into a race Thursday at Mohawk, but she'll be going to Ohio very, very soon. Number 4, Lincoln Hanover, 27-3 on the end of it, 59. Looked awesome. If I get out of his way in the last turn, Mario, I'm sure, runs that horse down. And Lincoln Hanover, Chapter 7 colt, looked very, very good on Thursday morning. Mario's done a great job with him, and Lincoln Hanover looked very, very good on Thursday. Number 3, That's My Girl, finished second. I'm a Lovely Lady in her first qualifier. Come out and blew by me down the lane. Now, darling, please. And she was a little uncooperative. She's so green. Honest to God, she drives like a dump truck. But That's My Girl took full advantage and just smoked by her and was gone. Finished up strong. James said she's ready for a mile 57, which is good to hear. So number 3, That's My Girl. Number 2, you guys can probably figure out who 1 and 2 are after this week. Number 2, Walk on the Moon. A lot of people talking about this Archangel brother to the colt that won the super final last year in Moonbridge. He's starting to look real, real good. Still a stud. Big, strong guy. Very quiet, though, and reserved, behaved. Mario put him on the front. He did all his own work. 27-3. To do your own work and come 27-3 is pretty impressive. Walk on the Moon looks like a legit colt, and he looked fantastic. And you might say to yourself, how in the hell do you have a horse that looks better than Walk on the Moon? Well, I'll tell you how. That was my commercial break. No free lunch. Now, no free lunch. I went back and looked at some of his old videos back in February, January. He just looked average. Like we never talked about no free lunch other than pretty little fella, does his work good. Danny got injured when he got kicked and broke his leg. And I went with him the next week, and he was flying on the end of the mile. Felt like he was a little tight in his hobbles and felt like his knees bothered him a little bit. We put flip-flop shoes on him. First time, he still wore them. Full for you horsemen out there. No free lunch qualified the other day. 56 and 4. Last quarter in 26 seconds flat with the earplugs in, wrapped up. He wears up front. He wears a full swedge shoe with a full flip-flop. Now, a lot of the times you get the flip-flop, and some blacksmith will cut the middle part of the flip-flop out, just so there's enough of it holding on to the back of the hoof. But the middle part's cut out. Not this guy. Full flip-flop and a full swedge shoe on this guy, 26 flat. That is an incredible amount of pacing. It didn't just come 26 flat. Come first over to the 4-hole like somebody stole his mother's purse and just inhaled the front end and drove away in a merciless fashion. No free lunch has got some kind of pop to him. And I didn't, nor did anybody else on earth, think that would happen. Not a month ago. Maybe a few weeks ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago, you're like, yeah, he's got some go. Not like that. That's some pop. So no free lunch. Just an awesome looking colt. And he looks so good in training, in qualifying on Saturday afternoon. So there's our 10. We had to chop some pretty good horses off this list. Blue Monk, Momo, and Glance didn't even make the list. Roy Hill. Now Glance could have made it before Roy Hill, I guess, but whatever. Roy Hill, Beef and Cheddar, Tipsy and Dixie, War We Welcome, Fox Valley Bretska, I'm a Lovely Lady, Lincoln Hanover, That's My Girl, Walk on the Moon, and No Free Lunch. Some heavyweights on that list. Pretty proud of that list. We got 47 horses qualified, and I just told you 13 that I think are headed towards gold-type material. I hope. Anyway. So I'll be back in a minute. We still got the stables to talk about. We still got all the 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds. I'll be back in just a minute.